This is the second part of the video discussion for paragraph 14 of chapter 1 of 1984 by George Orwell. And in this video, we are going to talk about the vocabulary words to falter, to tremor, or a tremor, and decisive. Let's start with the word falter. The word falter means to pause, or to hesitate, or to stop because you are not confident, because you're not sure. You're not sure what your next step is supposed to be. In paragraph 14 it says, he dipped the pen into the ink and then faltered just for a second. He stopped, he paused because he wasn't sure what to do or what to say or what to write, and also maybe he was nervous about writing something because he knew that once he started writing something against the party, that was almost like committing suicide. So, of course, when he grabbed the pen and he's about to write something, he had to stop and think for a minute. First of all, what am I going to write? And second of all, should I really do this? This is like committing suicide, writing this sort of thing down. So he faltered. He paused, or he did it in a very clumsy way, in a very awkward way. We'll talk about the word clumsy in a second. So Winston is about to write, but he has to stop, either because he doesn't know what to say, or he's very nervous, and he's afraid of taking that first step. He faltered. And then it says, a tremor had gone through his bowels. Now, bowels are like your stomach, your intestines. It's that area of the body. And tremor is a movement like this. This is tremor. Sometimes tremor is used to talk about very small earthquakes because it's a movement like this. Also, tremor could be used to talk about feeling maybe very nervous or excited. Maybe because you get that feeling in your stomach when you feel nervous or excited. So when it says a tremor went through his bowels, it means maybe literally he's feeling that motion in his stomach area. Or it could mean that he just suddenly feels a lot of fear because he's about to do something crazy. Paragraph 14 finishes like this. He dipped the pen into some ink and then he faltered just for a second. He stopped because he was nervous, he was scared, he wasn't sure what to do. A tremor had gone through his bowels. To mark the paper was the decisive act. The word decisive, maybe you recognize it from the word decision, means maybe to confidently take a decision. So, he's unsure, he's faltering, and then he says, "Okay, I'm going to do it," and then he writes it. Also, this decides the rest of his life. It's a decisive act in the sense that it decides which way his life is going to go, because the minute he starts writing in that notebook, it's changing his life. He's really committing suicide. If he doesn't write in the book, maybe he can continue living the life he has been living, but that he doesn't really like that life, does he? And then it says, to mark that the paper was a decisive act, and in small, clumsy letters he wrote. And the word clumsy means your body doesn't do things the way you want it to do. It's not, if you know the word coordinated, it's not coordinated. So you plan to do something, but it doesn't work out the way you want. Maybe because you don't have enough practice, maybe because you're nervous. In this case, he's not used to writing with his hands. So when he writes the letters are very unattractive. They're very clumsy looking because, just like when a child writes, they don't really know how to write. It's clumsy writing. It doesn't look the way it's supposed to because your body isn't acting the way it's supposed to act. Okay, So now we know Winston is just about to write something. We don't know what he's going to write yet, but whatever he writes, it's going to get him in a lot of trouble. So he's faltering before he writes it. And it's a decisive moment in his life, because whatever he writes down is going to determine his future. So in paragraph 15, we are going to find out what Winston wants to write about. Okay, as usual, this is a great time to go back over and listen to some of these readings of paragraphs again and try to hear those vocabulary words. Try to remember what they mean. And if you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more material like this, then subscribe, because there's a lot more coming. And I will see you again in paragraph 15 of chapter 1 of 1984 by George Orwell.